The world, it expects me to get out there and hold down a real job, or to go to college so that I can make something of myself. But all I want to do is stay here in my room. It's where my laptop is. But nobody is going to hand a paycheck to someone who is modeling cubes all day, even if those cubes make a point. I've got my room in this cube for a reason. People who don't like to socialize, like me, they seal themselves up in rooms like this, in cubes like this. The world, it's rigged to favor people who are good at social interaction. It thinks that people are just born with this natural ability to socialize. If you're not one of those people, you're going to have to fight to build a life you can live with. So, I've got my room here in this cube, and that's my brother's room across the hall. He's on his laptop, and I'm on mine. And the world, it thinks that we're the only ones who are encubed like this. But there are all these other people out there too, conducting their lives in this isolation, these cubes. And I know this because they post all over sites like Reddit. There's this person here, posting on the Hikikomori subreddit. They say that their managers and coworkers are rude and that they feel like quitting and becoming a hiki again. They say that if they never had to worry about rent and food, they'd never leave their room. The phrase, being a hikikomori, it's used to describe the upheaval a person undergoes when they get so fed up with life and people that they flee and drop out of existence for a while. This person uses the term being a hikikomori, and this person over here uses the word introvert. Both words involve isolation. Both words are used by people who are fed up with work. The world, it thinks that the term introvert means a transient bad mood that a person recovers from quickly and then gets back on the job. But that's not what this person here has to say about it. This person posted on the subreddit called Highly Sensitive People. This person works at a coffee shop and says that it's draining to be upbeat with customers and to make small talk with coworkers when they'd rather just be alone to think. And this person here comments that jobs like this are stressful for introverts and that they quit the waitressing profession and started a dog walking service so that they could do more solitary things like listening to podcasts while working. This person replaced their real job with a job that preserves their preference to be alone, even if it meant removing themselves from the expectations of society and facing the consequences like stigma or erratic wages. The act of removing oneself from the expectations of society, it's not a simple thing to do. A person has to reject the rules, the norms that he's been trained to follow all his life. This person is likely very frustrated or very despondent. Society, it makes isolation seem toxic, as if it's a vault that locks a person in. And once in, there's no getting out. But isolation, it's not like that. It has a door. Some people never use the door, and this isolation is severe. This isolation is scary. But some people, they do use the door. And this type of isolation is more common. This person has to reconcile his preference for isolation with the demands of the world out there. What would the world say if they knew there were more than just a handful of people who prefer isolation? What would the world say if they knew this person existed? This person prefers isolation, but they seem so ordinary. they posted on the Hikikomori subreddit. They say that they spend more than 18 hours in their room every day, drawing, gaming, studying, and they support themselves with an online business which is done in their room, and they are wondering if they are Hikikomori or just extremely shy. And they say that they had gone through a period earlier when they'd withdrawn for a year, but they didn't know back then that Hikikomori was a thing. And this person, here on the Hermit subreddit, this person brings up the scarce money that accompanies isolation. They say that they hate people and would prefer to not interact with them, but that they need to earn money, and they want to know if there is a job that can help them live this isolationist lifestyle. People comment that there are jobs out there like long-haul trucking, or third-shift janitor, or overnight stalker at a retail store. Or this person here comments that you can work as a translator at home and have minimal human contact. The world, it makes people who like isolation seem like a rarity, so it's easy for the world to fling out labels and fling out stigmas. But the people who prefer isolation, they just endure the labels and stigmas while they keep their isolated lives churning on. Society, it just doesn't want people to seek isolation or to even like isolation, but people are seeking isolation. They are exploring this whole concept of what it means to want to wander off on your own and to foster the person you are inside, this person you're tired of being told you have to hide. People are stumbling across terms like introvert or social anxiety or hermit or being a hikikomori, and these terms are being used by the people who are experiencing these conditions themselves. And this is creating a feeling of permission to have these conditions. People are finding themselves linked by a mutual voice.